This was my mom and I's last day of resting before we were back on trail, so we tried to make the most of our remaining recuperation time while still having fun with the Broken Bunch. My dad walked the 21-mile stage from Osmotherley to Blakey Ridge, but we visited the charming town of Helmsley, a place we would definitely recommend popping into if you take a rest day in Osmotherley.
Today is day 11 on the Coast to Coast walk, leaving Osmotherley and going to Blakey Ridge. Osmotherley was a lovely small town with 3 pubs, and we enjoyed spending the night here. It's a sleepy town at this time of day, but yesterday these 3 pubs and their terraces were just full of activity. It was great. Leaving Osmotherley, we are walking already in the North York Moors National Park. So right now we're walking alongside the forest. On the side you see some beautiful rhododendrons in full bloom. Caught them at their peak this year.
This is the church of Osmotherley. We actually discovered it behind the hotel that was across the street from our hotel because we're looking for Garfield the cat, who is apparently very sweet and likes the cemetery. Which, I mean, you can see why a cat would like it back.
Leaving Osmotherley, we did a bit of road walking until we met the Coast to Coast path. So now I am starting on the actual Coast to Coast path through a beautiful forest again. Looks like today is going to be a combination of forests and then some of the more open moors with low vegetation and lots of animals. I'm about to cross my first field with animals. In this case, it's cows.
Our new friend Debs drove Betsy, Rob, and Molly and me through the beautiful countryside to Helmsley.
The cows on this field have some very large horns. Fortunately, they're staying on their side and they let me pass along the path. No problem. Coming down the path over here, all you could see was the brook, and you could kind of see a bridge to the side, but you couldn't see those stairs. So it took me a minute to figure out which way to go.
We call ourselves the Broken Bunch.
Four and a half miles into the walk. From this vantage point you can get a nice view of the North York Moors National Park. So far we see rolling hills with lots of forest, and also in the valleys lots of cattle, sheep and cows.
We're gonna eat lunch somewhere around here. This is the town of Helmsley.
After a fairly easy start to the day, we climbed 500 feet in short succession here. So, a little out of breath, but it's worth it because the views from up here are spectacular. The climb up this area here was on kind of a rocky staircase, and now up here on the top we have also quite a bit of flagstone rocks, so I'm guessing it must get pretty wet here in the winter time. We continue climbing, and now we see some sheep.
We loved looking at all the local and international products in this gourmet food store. Look what's in the international food section.
So I'm now descending Carlton Bank, and while it's not Lake District quality, it's not insignificant. It's been pretty steep and it continues on downhill. So I am at Lordstone's. It's about a little over 7 miles from Osmotherley. It's a nice little place with covered places to sit. So I am going to stop here for a little break. So Lordstone's has a campground, and so they have a little shop here that has cold drinks.
This is the All Saints Church in Helmsley.
So we're just past Lordstone's, and in this spot right here, we're right on the very north edge of the park. So that valley down there with all those fields and the windmills and everything is outside the park. If you look up ahead in the distance, you can see a large urban area that looks like it would be Middlesbrough. And then further to the right of it would be Hartlepool. And I'm pretty sure that I am seeing the North Sea over there in Hartlepool. Very cool. After walking for what is now the 11th day to see the other coast, we're going coast to coast. So today we have had a lot of different types of footing. This stretch that we're on right here, just on the north edge of the park, it's just a nice smooth path, just loose dirt, no rocks. It's a pleasure.
This town is beautiful everywhere we look. It's not just the main square.
So I walked on the side of the ridge for quite a while. That was getting quite hot. Even though it was fairly flat, it was hot because it was very sunny. But now I got into a little bit of a forest here, so this feels much better. It's a lot cooler. It's great.
I think this is the street that we're eating on.
These are my first sheep I've seen in a while. Not too many sheep today. But these are right here along the path, so taking a little break and taking a picture.
Debs is coming. Ruins.
Are we all here?
Yes.
So I'm walking on a nice gravelly path, kind of along a ridge, and I'm seeing sheep every now and then. There's one over there, and then on this side there's another one with kind of an older looking lamb. And this is my path ahead.
Meanwhile, in Helmsley, the 5 of us ordered 5 different types of cake, and we shared them all.
So I'm starting the afternoon, continuing on the North York Moors, continuing on this high tundra looking stuff with low brush, sheep grazing. You see Middlesbrough in the distance. I believe the North Sea over that way in the distance as well. Nice country to walk through. And the path right here is this wide gravel path that's pretty good to walk on.
So on the way out of town, there's a really good looking bakery over there. garden, and then some castle ruins. This is the town of Helmsley, the coolest town in England that I'd never heard of.
We have left the gravel path behind, and now we're in one of these stone paths like we had over the bogs in not too many people up here. I've seen a few sheep and just saw a cyclist. But as far as coast to coasters, I have not run across any others today.
You might think that getting in a car with 3 people we had met less than a day and a half ago might be awkward, or a kidnapping, but there was so much cheerful chatter it was hard to get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, I think we all have wanderlust, right? Just in
Yep.
some sense, too.
It's contagious amongst this group.
Yes. So what was on the other cars?
Yes.
I thought Mongolia was amazing. It was kind of like
These guys are just right here by the door. Isn't that awesome? Hey.
Final ascent to Blakey. We're leaving the gravel road, and it looks like we go through a little bit of a cut through the grass here. And I think at the top of the ridge we should see that same structure we saw earlier, and that must be the pub.
This is our hotel. It is the definition of the middle of nowhere. It's got sheep in the yard, a lion inn. It's awesome. That's an experience. Oh, okay. So this is over. That's our hotel, the Lion Inn. And this is the yard here where they have camping. Right in the field with sheep. And this, I'm assuming, behind me is the Blakey Ridge, which is absolutely beautiful. These guys are hungry. Of course, I ordered a potato with cheese, and look at that. It's a little cheese there.
I thought you were saying garbage shrimps. You must be tired.
Yes, you've been hiking a lot lately.
Although we were disappointed to spend another day anywhere but the trail, it would be lying to say we didn't have a great time with our new friends. On the drive over, we learned about each other's lives, and in Helmsley, we just had fun and ate cake. My dad said that this stage was tough from the first uphill, but that the views were definitely worth it. He also mentioned that the Lion Inn was a wonderful respite at the end of the day. Even though we didn't walk the stage, we felt the amazing atmosphere at the Lion Inn, and that it was a place you wouldn't find anywhere else. It was hard to book, but we are glad we did. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.